everyone, welcome to our Thursday night card class. I hope you're all keeping well. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I have to admit I've been watching that show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I have never watched these shows before, and I've been watching this one, and it's like they're in the snake pit and it's like I just want to stay and watch and see what happens, but I'll catch up on the replay later. So how are you all? I know I shouldn't get sucked into those types of reality shows, but it is a bit funny to watch them sometimes. Hey Tracy, how are you? So tonight I've got another Brusho technique for you. Surprise, surprise. Hey Lois. See, it's not 5:30 a.m. It's, I don't know what happened with that reminder. It was telling me 8 p.m. on my end, but I won't be up at 5:30 in the morning to be doing a live video. So tonight we're going to be doing a Brusho and an embossing folder technique, and I've pretty well discovered that any technique that uses ink, you can replace it with Brusho, and you get a really cool look just using the Brusho instead of ink. So it's really cool and fun to play with. Hey Vicky, how are you? So let us swing around. I'm not going to chit chat. Let's swing around and start this technique, and I'll be making the full card as well, so you'll see not just the technique, because the technique is like 2 seconds, so I've got the full card to make as well. Okay, let's swing around and swing that around, get us all set up. Whoops. What is going on in my stand? Oh, that's what's going on. I'm trying to get my angles down too much. Hi Lynn, hi Lyndall. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and I am standing. Hello. I will be standing because I don't seem to be able to do this and sit down anymore, so I do stand my entire time. So, okay, I am using the Brick Wall embossing folder. You can use any folders, obviously, and I'm going to be using the bold side so that my Brusho will adhere, well not adhere, but it will cover this area a little bit more. Hi Sherry, hi Michelle, hi Lorraine. I should wait a few minutes, but I always feel bad about taking up time, especially for those who might be watching on the replay or on the YouTube. So I get straight into it now. So I'm going to use my Brilliant red and my yellow. I can feel I've used my Brilliant red quite a bit now. So I'm just going to tap this straight onto my embossing folder. Oh, you know what? I've got my overhead fan on. That perhaps wasn't the smartest move, was it? And some red down the bottom. Perhaps not the smartest move to put an overhead fan on. Okay, what else do I need? I have got some shimmer card beside me, and also some spritzer, and I've figured out that the more you put on there, because I would like to have some splotches and a little bit of white space going on, so I will actually require less water. I think we've been spraying perhaps a little bit too much, so just spraying my water straight onto there, and I'm probably not going to get any white space now because I think I've overdone it. But which way should I do my card? Landscape or portrait? What should I do? Because my card will fit both ways, so it's not going to matter. Maybe if I do landscape or portrait, people, what should I do? How about we do, send me some hearts for a landscape and a thumbs up for, what's the other one? Portrait. Landscape? Landscape one? The lag is annoying. I have to wait for everyone to landscape. I now can't remember what I said. Thumbs up for. Okay, we got a lot of hearts going on. So hearts was, I can't remember what I said. Help me out. Landscape, was it? Okay, let's do landscape. That's silly of me. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down. I hope that's what I said. What a twit. Okay, I'm going to bring my big shot in. Oops. Oh no, that's okay. I thought I'd made my card a bit wonky. No, she's cool. Okay, so I've got this set up, and I don't normally bring my Big Shot into frame because, as you can see, it takes up all the space. So I'm just going to pop that into my... You know what? It doesn't matter whether I do a landscape or a or a portrait one, because I've got one that's dried, ready to go, and it's in portrait. Okay, I'm sure you don't want to sit around. Now this can get a bit messy. That one's all nice and, oh, look at them. That one's okay. These bottom ones can tend to get a little bit messy. That one definitely gets messy. But you can end up with a bit of Brusho colour. Just wipe it off with a paper towel. I'll just pop this out of the way. So when we open it up, and you can see that I have been playing. So these Viva towelings are awesome because you can just keep reusing them and reusing them. So open them up, give that all a, take that out first. See, look at that. How cool. So, oh, I've got things flying around my room. Okay, so just give that a bit of a clean. I'll have to go and wash that under some soap and water, I think. Okay, let's have a closer look at this, shall we? I'll get that out of the way as well. So let me bring that up and have a closer look at that. How pretty is that? Very different. Very, very different. I actually really like the way that that one's turned out. I've got some good splodges going on. Some good watermarking, bit of colour. Awesome, fantastic. Now, I did say, and the thing is that is not overly wet. Like, there's not a lot of drying time involved in that. You can prep the rest of your card. In fact, I did this at Lincoln Learn, and we had 2 hours. We made 2 cards, and we did this technique. We did the technique part first, and then we prepped the rest of our card, and by the time it came to assemble, these were nice and dry. So I do have one that I've made previously, which is super dry. So that's the one that I made earlier. I think I'll do it that way this time. And I've got some goodies in here. I'm just going to work off my mat here. Hi everyone coming in. Okay, so if you've missed out on the actual technique, you might have to go back and watch the replay afterwards. But I'm going to be using some cherry cobbler because I have coloured in with my blends. You can probably imagine or guess which little stamp set I've used to team up with the brick wall. Sort of like a castle maybe. So, and because I've coloured my little guy in Stampin' Blends, I'm using some cherry cobbler. Real red probably would have been better, but I'll sort of it'll tone in and match quite nicely. So, and I've also got a layer of crushed curry and crushed curry. Yes, I'm using crushed curry, even though it's Daffodil Delight blends. I'm using crushed curry. Okay, so I just wanted that little bit of a deeper look. So let's stick that all together, and because it's been quite warm, the cards that I made yesterday, Wednesday was yesterday, wasn't it? And I'm going to use a lot, so please don't go, oh my gosh, she's using so much. But the heat at the moment is making my cards come unstuck. So I am using a lot of fast fuse. So I'm going to stick that one on. Which way did I say? I was going to do it this way, didn't I? I quite like having a little bit of white space on there. And because it's got a tiny little bit of a buckle from when it was drying, I'm going to use a lot of adhesive as well. So, and I really like this one too. Look at that. Isn't that? I just love it when the colours merge together and create new colours and have that watermarky look. So happy with them. Okay. So, loads more fast fuse. Whoops. Until you get stuck. There we go. And which way did I say I was going to do it? That way. That way. I'm not very good today. My mind does things in my head don't want to stay in my head, and I keep forgetting things. Okay. So that's my card base, and you'll have to excuse, I didn't shut my door completely properly because it is like a little oven in here, so you might hear my eldest cracking the fruities at his game. I think he's playing, I think he's chatting to someone. So now I am going to be using, I've got some grey, because you've probably guessed that I'm going to be using the Night from the Magical Day, and I'm just trying to find, this is the Lots of Labels framelets, and it's a little bit too small for what I want, so I'm just going to glue two together and have them, just so that I can have that piece just a smidge longer than what it actually is. I have to admit, so we're going to be doing a fair bit of, like, little bit of layering here, and I'm not the best at doing this type of thing and layering things, so I did cheat and I did look around and see what other people were doing. So this is sort of a mixture of what some of the other cards along the way that I found. So I'm going to have a piece of vellum, which is just the layering circles framelit. So I've got a piece of vellum, I'm going to pop that over the top, and then I'm going to pop a couple of pieces of ribbon because they all match nicely. And then I've got a cherry cobbler stitched shapes framelit, and then of course we're going to pop our little guy on top, which I've coloured him with the Stampin' blends. Hey Chris! Chris is in my Link and Learn class, so she's made these yesterday. Okay, so going to pop my vellum there. You can't really see the vellum, but it adds a nice little bit of layer. Anyway, I think vellum's become, you know, a good thing at, you know, just popping behind images and just giving that little bit of an unobtrusive layer. So, I mean, it doesn't really stand out too much, but when you're looking at the card as a whole, you can see it and it sort of adds to it all. So the next bit is our pieces of smoky slate label, and I'm just going to pop that across. And then our two shades of ribbon, which work out really lovely with, I've lost my scissors. Lost my scissors. Oh, there they are. Hiding under everything. Okay, so it's very nice to have a nice pair of sharp scissors when you're cutting your ribbon. So I'm keeping, I bought these ones not long ago, and I'm keeping them separate so that I can keep them, because my other ones just do not cut my ribbon at all. So I want to lay them, and now I want my, I've got to remember to go the same angle when I do my, so one that way and then one that way, because I was getting in all sorts of mess yesterday. I kept doing them around the wrong way and upside down and back to front, and none of my angles all work together. Okay, so we're just going to adhere that down now. Oops, that may have been a tad high. The vellum, but the vellum helped make what's on. Yes, I agree. It's just a nice subtle layer, and I think it was really sort of picked up doing the what's that really nice kit, the Lots of Happy, is that what it's called? Lots of Happy kit. That kit is just divine. Okay, so I'm going to pop this one up with dimensionals. This is going to turn out to be a super quick card. Oops. I've got a couple of them, a couple of roguies. I wonder if I can use them. Oops, not that one obviously, it's got a backing on it. Right, that way. And like that. Yeah, I think, and getting a leaf punch and punching the vellum out and popping them amongst your flowers and is really becoming quite pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on as well, and then my little guy. So look, I'm nearly finished my card already. It's going to be super quick. I guess that's the best, isn't it? I can. So these little mini ones are just fantastic for this type of thing. And I reckon one more over here somewhere. So here's my little dude. He's so cute. So Now, I didn't put a sentiment on this one. I had big plans of doing all sorts of things yesterday during Lincoln Learn, but we would not have got our cards finished. We were going to do some, you know, white embossing on the cherry cobbler, and I was going to put some more layers behind, but we just ran short on time, and we wouldn't have got it done. So it is one. Oh, wait a minute! I do have one more thing to put on him. So he could be a Valentine's card, so you can pop whatever you like on the inside, maybe. So I've got a heart. I don't know if it's the right color, but I don't think it is the right color, but we're going to pop him on there anyway. So now he can be a sweet little Valentine's Day card, or he can be a happy birthday card. So on the inside you could stamp the dragon and have, I think he's got some fire coming out, so you could have a little fire breathing dragon just on the inside. I might even do that yet, and you could say, I hope your day is magical, and that would tie it all together quite cute. So there he is, and now you can see with all the layers and all the dimension going on, so it's sort of not as subtle anymore. So that's the one. These are the ones that we did yesterday. I did one with just red, and there's lots of great white space on that one. So this is all on shimmery white card. So yeah, 10-year-olds say, I reckon it would be perfect. I've put silver hearts on them. I reckon they'd be perfect for adults, children. I really love this set. I don't think it matters what age you are to receive one of these. And this is, see, ta-da, landscape. That was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? And of course now I can go and make another one with this piece here. So look, this is dry already, completely dry. So that didn't take very long at all to dry, that one. That one's really fun. So there we go. There's all our happy little cards. I think they'll be birthday cards for my team members still. And there we go. So a nice short quick card from start to finish. Enjoy another technique. That's a really fun technique, and hope you have a play with that one as well. So we shall see you next Thursday. Thanks very much for joining me, and have a great evening. See you later.